All right, so I'm in my Tesla Model 3 and I got the Tesla holiday update a few days ago. And I just want to make a quick video talking about what I think of the Tesla holiday update. And spoiler alert, is pretty mid. But let's get right into it. All right, so if we get into the release notes, we'll be able to see exactly what the Tesla holiday update comes with. So first things first, we do know that it has bug fixes like it usually do. But first thing they put on the list is Apple Podcasts. And I, for one, actually enjoys Apple Podcasts. I use Apple Podcasts all the time on my phone. So the fact that it's on the Tesla screen is actually pretty amazing. You can see here, I did put it on the dock here, so it's always there. But if we open Apple Podcasts, we'll see how it looks on the Tesla screen. And as you can see, it looks very much similar to the Apple app on the iPhone and iPads. So you can see your latest episodes over here. You can see what's up next over here. You can browse new podcasts over here. You can look at the charts of podcasts like you can usually do, change it by genre or categories. And then for the library, you can see all of your podcasts that you actually listen to. The cool thing about this is that if you listen on your phone, it will update on the Tesla screen as well. It doesn't do it in real time. It does take a while for it to update by itself, but the fact that it does it is actually pretty cool. That means that I could be listening to a podcast episode in the car, and then when I leave the car and go on my phone, it'll pick up right where I left off. But again, it does take a while for that to update, but it's very, very cool. Before Tesla added the Apple Podcast on the screen here, I was using Bluetooth. And Bluetooth doesn't actually have any issues. The only thing that was annoying is that there's always a delay when you're putting input for the podcast when using Bluetooth. For example, if there's an ad playing and you want to skip over the ad, when you're going to be skipping with the controls on the car, the delayed reaction of the skip can make you skip too much or not enough, and it could be very, very annoying, especially if you're just trying to get over the ads. And the fact that you can do it straight on the screen without any delay is the key thing here. So you can actually just skip, pause, play faster, and it's straight on the screen without any issues. And the additional cool part here is that you have the cover of the podcast. So at a glance, you can easily just switch between podcasts on the screen right here, and your eyes are not too far away from the road. But before, when I had podcasts as Bluetooth, I would have to actually use my phone to actually change podcasts when I was done with one. And that could be very dangerous. And also that can be very annoying if you always have to unlock your phone, go into the podcast app, change it, play it back, etc. So having this on the screen was very well needed. All right, so if we move over to the other updates, we can see that we have Castle Doombad. I never heard about this game, but it's a new game. We do have Tesla arcade updates. It doesn't really specify what the update is. There we go. So it's an update on Beach Buggy Racing. I guess you have new cars. You have the Cybertruck that you can play with. I mean, gaming on a Tesla is cool. I mean, it's cool to show off to people, but you don't really do it as often as you really think you would do it. So I'm not really impressed with the game updates. I'm happy they're there, but yeah, I don't really care about those. But the next one that is actually pretty cool is the custom lock sound. So the custom lock sound is when you leave your car will make a quick sound just to let you know that it's locked. All right, so to change the custom lock sound, you're gonna have to go into Toy Box, and from there you'll go on Boombox and you'll be able to change the custom lock sound. So if I turn on the lock sound, I can put Rubber Ducky, I can put Jingle Bell. So I added my own custom lock sound with the USB. So I'll let you guys hear how it sounds and you guys can tell me if you actually like it or if I should change it to something else. All right, so let's get out. All right, so now let's wait for the car to lock. All right, so another feature that I think is pretty cool is to have additional symbols on the map while driving. So we'll be able to see stop signs, speed cameras, stop lights, and this is actually pretty cool. But again, we would already have these features if we had Apple CarPlay, because we would be able to use Apple Maps and Google Maps, Waze, and all these different apps. I mean, it is a cool update, but again, Apple CarPlay will solve a lot of our issues. When I say Apple CarPlay, I also mean Android Auto, We have other features like trip planner on the mobile app, which is very good. So you don't really need to use other apps like a better route planner or PlugShare. Obviously, it will only allow you to route Tesla chargers, which I think is a mistake. I think Tesla should add other chargers to the app. So everything will be done on the Tesla app. So another update that is actually pretty decent is that you can finally use the B pillar cameras to look at your camera's blind spot. But the issue here is that you need premium connectivity and it can only be done through the mobile app. This is not used during Sentry mode. It's only available when you're looking at the live feed of your car, which is cool. I mean, if you have more angles to look at if something is going on your car in real time, but the Sentry mode would have been very, very good to have so you can cover every blind spot that this car actually has. The only bummer though, it's premium connectivity required. And I would say that premium connectivity is good, but you need at least a very good amount of features to actually really care about it. So if you don't really care about premium connectivity, don't subscribe for this. It's not worth it. Maybe if it allowed you to use it during Sentry mode, then I would consider it. But for now, it's not worth it. In an unrelated note, there's a Ioniq 6 right here, and let me know what you guys think of the Ioniq 6. I think I like it, but I just don't like the design. I feel like the design is a miss, especially at the end, but I like the tech. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. On a second unrelated note, while I'm editing, there's another Ioniq 6. This one in white. Are they selling these a lot more now? Because earlier this year, I've only seen a couple, but now I'm seeing a lot of them. So I'm expecting or hoping that Hyundai is actually selling these a lot compared to the Ioniq 5. All right, so next up is the autopilot blind spot camera. So now it actually indicates red when there's a car in your blind spot. Before, it would just show you the feed, it wouldn't give you a warning or anything unless you were actually moving into the car. But now, even if you're going straight and you have your blind spot camera showed up on the screen, it will let you know that this car is actually in your blind spot. This is actually pretty cool. I do wish that Tesla would remove the visualization that takes up the 2/3 of the screen over here, or 1/3 of the screen, I should say, and put the blind spot camera view here all the time. So like that, you can always see your blind spot, because I do feel like the visualization is just not useful anymore. It was cool in the beginning, but these days we really don't care about it. At least I don't. All right, so we do have a light show, a new one, and I will test it out when it gets a little bit darker. So, all right, so now we actually get into why I really do not like this update, because it came in with a new autopilot suspension system. And yes, obviously, if you're not using autopilot correctly, take it off. You're not able to use it because it is a safety hazard on the road. But the issue comes in with the increased nagging and increased sensitivity of autopilot. So the cool thing about autopilot is that it can track you with the camera up here, and you can see that you're looking on the road. With this camera, it's looking at your eyes, and the steering wheel, you do need to hold it or nudge it a little bit to let it know that you're holding the steering wheel. But now it nags you a lot more. You need a lot more force, and it can get a really annoying. You might as well just drive yourself, because all the nagging isn't worth it. And I feel like it completely ruined the autopilot experience. And all these changes are due to the recall that happened recently with Teslas. It changed autopilot just to be more secure. At this point, you're not going to want to use autopilot. I do see people online already expressing that autopilot is worse than it was before, and I did feel that. But as long as it's safe, honestly, that's the best option. But hopefully Tesla can find a good middle ground that allows it to be very, very safe, but also very, very easy and nice to use. All right, so the last part of the update I don't get in my car, because I have the ultrasonic sensors in my car, and people that don't have it have enhanced visualization. And like I said before, I don't really care about visualization as long as the parking is accurate. I do get the actual parking distances, so I don't think I really need the enhanced visualization. Next thing I want to show you guys, I did tell you guys, oh, wait till it's dark to show you, and I'm going to show you guys the new light show that comes with the new update. So let's get out and show you guys the light show. All right, so I have the car parked outside in front of the garage door so you guys can see the light show from there. I will start it over here, so just click on light show. So this is where I can actually choose the different light shows. The new one is called The Arrival, so I'll put it there. I'll put the volume just a little bit lower and then confirm. So now I just got to exit the car and it will start playing. All right, so let's leave the car. All right, so just got to close it and it should actually start the light show.